A safe and blessed day, everyone. I'm Caballera, and I'm here to share with you my completed research about science teachers' views on the use of module in distance learning. To ensure that no learners, irrespective of who and where they come from, should be left behind and be deprived of the opportunity to learn in this time of COVID-19 pandemic, the Department of Education identified distance learning, blended learning, and homeschooling as learning delivery modalities since face-to-face learning is not probable. For the school year 2020 to 2021, Kasiguran Technical Vocational School implemented distance learning through the use of printed modules. This is the most preferred learning modality of learners and parents in the municipality, for most learners have no access to internet, which is the primary need in online learning. A module, as described by Padmapriya, is a component of teaching that deals with only one conceptual part of subject matter and a self-sufficient element of instruction that focuses on a few but definite objectives. In her study, she found out that secondary students treated with modular approach achieved higher mean scores in biology than those students taught through activity-oriented method. Similarly, Sarin, in her study entitled Effectiveness of Self-Learning Modules on Process Skills in Science in Relation to Study Habits of Class 9 students, found out that teaching through self-learning modules is more effective as compared to traditional method on acquisition of process skills in science among Class 9 students in relation to their study habits. Ambayon's study on modular-based approach and students' achievement in literature also proved that the performance of the experimental group of college students in literature improved from poor to excellent, while the control group had improved from poor to fair, recommending that the module be used in learning mythology and folklore. These studies mostly are quantitative analysis of the effect of modules in learning, and the researcher has found no currently available relevant study that describes the views of teachers on the use of modules in distance learning in this time of pandemic. With an aim to evaluate teachers' experiences on the recently concluded school year, the researcher initiated this research to determine the views of science teachers on the use of modules in distance learning. This study was conducted in aim to describe the views of science teachers on the use of module in distance learning in Kasiguran Technical Vocational School for school year 2020-2021. Specifically, this sought to describe the demographic profile of science teachers as to age, sex, years in service, and technology know-how, determine the views of science teachers on the use of module in distance learning as to advantage and disadvantage, and identify supplemental learning material aside from printed modules. Phenomenological approach was used to identify the definite through how a certain thing is viewed by the participants in a situation. Similar responses were grouped until themes and commonalities are derived. The participants in the study were 10 science teachers in junior high school. They were selected purposefully on the basis of their availability and willingness to participate and share their experiences on the concluded school year of modular learning implemented by the school. A researcher-made interview questionnaire was distributed to the teachers. The responses of the participants were analyzed to determine alike replies and to come up with concepts or themes from the raw data. All participants were given a letter requesting their permission and were informed about the details of the study. Participation and the study was voluntary, and teachers could withdraw from the study without any consequences. Participants were also assured with the confidentiality of their responses. My findings for this research were: there are 8 female and 2 male science teachers at CTVS. Their age ranges from 25 to 41 years old, and their teaching experiences ranges from 2 to 15 years. Majority of science teachers use messenger application as a means of communication with their students during modular learning. Science teachers viewed that the use of modules in distance learning developed students' time management skills and their ability to learn independently. Also, modular learning provided access to education for all and ensured safety for everyone since face-to-face interaction is not possible. However, science teachers cited that assessment of student learning outcome in modular learning was difficult because the authenticity and validity of output submitted by the students was not assured. Moreover, they expressed that the learners find difficulty in answering the modules because the contents were not suited to the students' level of understanding. Science teachers agreed on the use of video lessons and video links, puzzles, activity sheets, and PowerPoint presentations of lessons as supplemental learning material for modular learning. For the conclusion, Messenger was the most popular application used by the teachers. The science teachers' views were focused on the development of values needed to survive and finish education in this trying time, but none of them cited about the acquired competency and knowledge of students in modular learning. Science teachers agreed on the use of video lessons and video links as supplemental learning material for modular learning. For recommendations, training be conducted to introduce the teachers to other technology that can be used in distance teaching and learning process. Re-evaluation of modules be made, which may include modification and simplification of activities, improving visual appearance, and shortening the overall content of the modules to make it appealing to learners. The use of other supplemental materials be continued, but be checked first as to appropriateness and alignment on the prescribed learning competencies. Thank you for watching, everyone. Special thanks is extended to junior high school science teachers of Kasiguran Technical Vocational School.